Okay guys, what I want to talk to you about now is restraint. Now hopefully you remember back from the course you did with us where we talked about restraint. And quite simply, the fundamental difference between fall arrest and restraint is that restraint prevents you from falling and all the associated benefits of not falling. Okay? Now, quite simply, the simplest form of restraint would be if I was to give you a piece of rope. Well, that's not very flexible on the site because it limits your movement. So what we're going to look at is what we call adjustable restraint. Okay? And quite simply, it's a piece of rope with an adjustable device on the rope which allows you to set the distance from your anchorage to your working edge. Okay? Now if we just go through the system, what we have first of all is the anchorage end. Okay? Now the anchorage end is clearly marked saying anchor. And obviously this attaches you to your anchorage. Okay, what we're going to look at now guys, if you remember, this is the rope grab. Okay? This is effectively the device which allows you to set your position on the rope. And the way it works is effectively, this is the cam body and this is the cam. And by squeezing the cam, it opens it up and it allows you to position it on the rope. When you let go, it bites on the rope. Now the cam is actually set very, very light, which means we can actually slide it on the rope without squeezing the cam. But effectively, the moment my carabiner goes in to the eye of the cam and I was to pull on it, it locks on the rope. It's positive. Now, it works in fall arrest as well. Effectively, what happens is, it's all down to the cam. Okay? And effectively, what happens if you were to fall is the cam lightly rocks on the rope. And basically, it's the angle of the cam against the face of the rope. So, what we're going to do, I'm going to take my tail, I'm going to clip into the cam, I'm going to pull on my rope once I get to the edge, slide it back, and now I'm in restraint. Okay? It doesn't move. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to use what we call a restraint horizontal lifeline. Okay? Now, basically, this provides line behind where I'm working. So I take a pulley, the pulley goes onto the rope, I fix it like so, and now what it allows me to do is to again walk out to my leading edge and set it. But what happens now is that if I need to move through the grid, I move forwards and I move backwards. Can you see what's happening there? The pulley is following me. That's very, very important. It means wherever I go, it trails. The reason that's important is wherever I move in the span, my anchorage is directly behind me. So if I was to potentially slip off the edge because I didn't adjust it appropriately, I don't ever have pendulum because my anchorage is always directly behind me.